everyone, my name is Kate.
And I'm Isaac, and welcome back to The Wave.
We're so excited for this week's episode, but before we get started, let's check out this week's artist.
My name's Josh. I sing and play guitar in Water Street.
I'm Tom. I play bass and do backup vocals in Water Street.
And I'm Matt, and I play guitar on Water Street and do some backing vocals as well.
So,
Fun story.
it goes back. Matt and I met when we were like 15.
Just about.
Yeah, back in Boston. We went to a Berkeley summer camp together. We met there and kind of just immediately hit it off. We stayed in touch, and then eventually I moved up to go to school at Berkeley for a minute, and we all reconnected and played in the band. We went on a trip from Massachusetts to New Hampshire. However, the car got stuck, and so we pretty much pushed this van and trailer in the snow just up this hill as much as we could until the car would, like, I guess, start moving.
We get to the top of one, coast down, and then
Yeah.
have to push it up the next one.
Yeah.
Spent like a solid 30 minutes in the snow at about 3 a.m. just pushing the van up the hills.
It was like the best thing ever. I mean, it was just, I think everybody just had this sense of, all right, we got to do something about this, otherwise we're stuck out here in the snow.
Yeah.
You know, and so, I just loved, everybody got together and was just like, okay, we're not going to get stuck here. We're going to get out of this. It was just a great memory. Making sure that, like, each of us are, I'd say that all three of us try to make sure that we're on top of our game. We all have the idea that we want this band to move forward together.
We also make sure that we're open to criticisms, because a lot of times you work with people and they can't, they have an idea and they just can't hear your thoughts on it, I guess. And we've talked about before, and we make sure that when we are in a writing session that we're open to each other's input, criticism, stuff like that. We leave our egos outside of the studio if we're gonna have a writing session.
We did a session in the MTSU studios the other week, and it's just that was an 8-hour session, and every single minute of it, like, once it was over, I wanted 8 hours more, and then another 8 hours after that. I didn't want to leave. It was awesome.
But then at the end, you listen to it and you go, that's why I just sat here for 8 hours, because this amazing thing has been born.
Thank you so much to The Wave for having us on. If you'd like to follow us on any social platform, you can follow us on Instagram at We Are Water Street.
That's TikTok at We Are Water Street.
And on Twitter at Water Street TN.
And with that, we've been Water Street, and you've been lovely. Thank you so much.
I can't wait to hear Water Street perform, but before we sit down with them, let's talk about some music news.
Disney has yet another unexpected top song from a Pixar film. Nobody Like You from the new Disney Pixar movie Turning Red has made it onto the top 50 Billboard chart. Fans have been raving over the fictional boy band Four Town and continued streaming the group's music after watching the film. Nobody Like You has had over 10 million streams in the US alone following the film's release. Disney has not announced any plans for the group to release new music outside of the film, but many fans are hoping it will happen eventually.
Doja Cat quits music. Yeah, you heard that right. Doja Cat said she's quitting music after her performance in Paraguay's festival was canceled. Many fans were angry and called out Doja Cat for not mentioning her canceled performance. Doja Cat felt she didn't need to address the issue because the festival had already previously announced the cancellation. After many hateful tweets, Doja Cat called it quits. She has continued to support her previous tweets confirming she is done with music.
Spotify is under heat for allowing the growth of fake artists on the platform. Groups of around 20 songwriters are using hundreds of made-up names to get onto playlists that allow easily generated revenue. The main culprit behind these fake artists is Firefly Entertainment, a Swedish record label. The label's fake artists are generating nearly 3 times the revenue they made a few years ago. Spotify has yet to respond about the issue.
And that wraps up this week's music news.
We will be right back to sit down with Water Street.
As promised, we're back here with Water Street.
So we're just going to jump into it. Can you tell us a little bit about the song you guys are performing today?
Yeah, the song we're going to perform tonight is called My Eyes. It's our first single with the four of us.
Okay.
Awesome. What it's about, essentially, is it's about a breakup, but it's about when you're still in love and you can't quite figure out how to move on, like where you're going to go from that point.
Yeah.
So that's where, like, the whole My Eyes Tell Me Why I Let Go My Whole Life, things like that, kind of just explaining, like, I just don't know what I'm going to do without you, but at the same time, like, I understand what's going on.
Yeah, that's a deep message behind that. Wow. So where does the name, like, Water Street come from, and, like, what does it mean to you guys?
This was for you, buddy.
Yeah. So yeah, Water Street was the street I grew up on as a kid from about 10 till a couple years ago, or even just last year. And yeah, we it was kind of a hub for all of us just growing up. We all hung out there, and we kind of founded the band there, and had our first few practices there, and yeah, so it was just kind of the starting point of it all.
Yeah, I love
That's
that.
super cool.
Yeah,
Neat
that's such a
backstory.
good way to like commemorate it, but it also was like a really cool band name. Like it worked out, honestly. So, are all of you students here at MTSU?
No, only the two of us are students.
That's
here.
okay. So, how do you two juggle your schoolwork with like being in the band and also just like juggling a band in general?
Lots of planned ahead practice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Having your planner just in check, essentially. Because a lot of times it will feel like, oh my gosh, I have to do everything. I have to run everywhere. But
gets
as,
very
as long as it's
overwhelming
written
quickly.
down, as long as you did it beforehand, it's good.
Yeah.
So I know y'all mentioned in the package that y'all are from Berkeley. What brought you guys to Tennessee?
So I transferred down here from Berklee College of Music, mainly. So I had a family member pass away, unfortunately, actually,
God.
Yeah.
and
So
so
sorry.
my dad passed away from brain cancer in 2020. And after that happened, I just decided that there was no point to stay up there.
Right.
It was closer to home, and honestly, like when I saw MTSU's program, I was just like, I mean, this is more of what I was looking for, anyways. This is perfect.
Yeah, music. I mean, MTSU is really known for their music program here. We're really good at it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, do you guys? You said that this was the first song released with like the four of you. So, are the four of you going to be performing like all together anytime soon?
Yeah, we'll be performing in the Tucker Theater on April 25th.
Awesome. All right.
Okay, so we're just gonna go and start up our game that we have an idea for. So it's gonna be like a most likely to. So we're just gonna say which member is gonna be like the most likely to do something, and you guys are going to point, and we'll just keep going from there.
Sounds fun.
Are you guys
So-
ready?
Oh yeah.
All right. So we're gonna start with who is like the best songwriter of the group. Oh,
All
okay,
right.
okay.
All right.
What you got?
Who is most likely to goof off in a studio? Oh, I did not see that one coming.
It happens.
So who do you think would be the most likely to go on a reality show?
Oh, that's very mixed answers. It looks like
Maybe.
all of y'all are going on a reality
There you
show. All right, so who's most likely to improvise a solo, like in a rush? Okay. All right.
Who do you think is the most likely to get lost at a music festival? That seemed like that might have already happened.
Yeah.
At that point.
No, just a terrible sense of direction.
Okay, I understand. I understand.
Warped Tour at least once.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right. So just another quick question for you guys. What does a session in a studio day look for you guys?
It's a lot of fun. We try to keep it pretty real in the studio in the means of just staying like, I mean, true to who we are every single day for the first part, because I mean, we're doing something pretty organic and pretty, emotional. So we should just be, okay, this is us. Let's just go do this like we're doing our normal
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
But also, I mean, we try to keep it goofy, which is not very hard. All of us are pretty goofy. But
Lots of snacks.
oh yeah,
Plenty of snacks.
Yeah, definitely a necessity.
we can't do that without Rice Krispie treats.
Oh,
Shout out to
That's
Kellogg's.
staple.
Polish
Absolute
off a
staple.
40-count box.
I love that.
Yeah.
So aside from Rice Krispies, what's your like go-to studio snack?
Uncrustables.
That's such a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, but grape or strawberry?
Strawberry.
Strawberry, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Wow, I love this.
Yeah. But I guess another question for you. So you said that y'all spend like 8 hours in a studio at a time. How many times a week do y'all meet, or like do y'all meet often, or it's just a hard thing to meet up? Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about that. So we meet at least 2 or 3 times a week. The 3 of us live together, so it's just kind of like, I mean, I see them every day. But
I'm the guy that has to lug my drums from my house.
that's a chore.
That's always, yeah, that's definitely gotta be a time.
but we'll see each other a few times a week or multiple times a week, and in the studio sessions, it's whenever we can work those out. Sometimes that'll be like a daytime thing. Sometimes that'll be a nighttime thing. But I mean, yeah, 8 hours. We'll go in at night and just say, okay, we got the Uncrustables, we've got the Rice Krispie treats.
Ready to go.
I mean, what don't we have?
Exactly.
Ready to
Literally.
pump that music out.
I love it. Well, that is all the time that we have. So do you guys want to give our viewers where they can find you on social media?
Get the plugs in.
Yeah, get those
Absolutely.
plugs in.
So if you liked what you're going to hear later today, on Instagram, we are Water Street.
On Twitter, we are Water Street TN.
And on TikTok, we are Water Street. Go follow us.
All right, well, we will be right back with Water Street's performance.
I don't know what you're saying, but my eyes tell me why I won't let go if I try. No, my eyes tell me why I let go of my whole life, and I let go of all my pride, and I put on a brand new stride, and I put on a brand new side. You got me going around in circles, thinking, sticking around like all the seasons, hugging the ground for keeping me down, and I'm so far from leaving. Just catch me out on the road, it never stops, I'm always on the road. You don't know where you're going, your eyes are saying lies. You don't know how to tell me that you wish you hadn't tried to run away and try to hide and run away from the love and the light. I don't know what you're saying, but my eyes tell me why I won't let go if I try. No, my eyes tell me why I let go of my whole life, and I let go of all my pride, and I put on a brand new stride, and I put on a brand new side. You don't need a disguise for me, 'cause you know that I won't tell you. Heavy to hide, still in my eyes as someone worth loving. Tell me how you keep a hold when you're so cold. You're always on the run. And what's the point of saying those goodbyes when you're still right by my side? When you say it's just some time, well, I'm losing my mind. I don't know what you're saying, but my eyes tell me why I won't let go if I tried. No, my eyes tell me why I let go of my whole life, and I let go of all my pride, and I put on a brand new stride, and I put on a brand new side. I'll ask you how you doing. You say that you're alright. Your eyes tell me it's telling lies. Don't act like you're surprised. Won't let go if I tried. No, my eyes tell me why I let go of my whole life, and I let go of all my pride, and I put on a brand new stride, and I put on a brand new side. I don't know what you're saying. My eyes tell me why I won't let go if I try. No, my eyes tell me why I let go of my whole life, let go of all my pride, put it on a brand new stride, put it on a brand new.
That's it for this week's episode of The Wave. Be sure to check out Water Street on our Spotify playlist and give us a follow on Instagram to stay up to date with the rest of this season. We'll see you next week.